ladies and gents, and anybody really, I don't care. We are here for AMO Wrestling Stickly, the definition of crabcore. And coming to the ring first, Randy Rebel. And his opponent this evening, Christopher Garcia.
Something that I needed to know. I got lost in the blink of an eye, and I could never get back. No, I never got back. You were not there when I wanted to say that you were everything right, and it wasn't you but me that changed. Now I gotta go it alone, but I will never give up. No, I'll never give up. What am I fighting for? There must be something more. For all these words I sing, do you feel anything? Said I'm okay, but I know how to lie. You were all that I had. You were delicate and hard to find. Got lost in the
First matchup about to get underway. 5 more matches following, 2 of which have heavy implications to the future. Well, actually 4 of them do. 3 of which are title matches, 1 of which is the final for the Rule of 3 tournament. We will have the Pit Crew versus the Gambit in an elimination 6-man tag. But starting off, this match sort of came to be out of that Rule of 3 tournament, in which Christopher Garcia and Randy sort of had a scat. They just didn't meld well. Randy blamed that on synergy, and I think Garcia is looking to prove exactly what went wrong in that fight here tonight. But right now, Christopher Garcia able to get Randy up, but no, Randy moving to the back, grabbing for a German suplex. Is Randy trying to hold down the control. As right now, Randy trying to maneuver everything to and fro. Garcia getting back up to his feet. Starting off back and forth between the 2 teams. Well, not 2 teams. Back into the corner now. Big open hand chop. Student Ninja's trying to prove has realistically a junior heavyweight title will have to be defended. Again, both men fit the description of what will be needed. So we could have some heavy implications there. working it back up on their feet. Randy getting sent over the top. And Garcia looking to capitalize up and over sunset flip to the outside and immediately grabs the leg. That's one thing that I think Christopher Garcia does remarkably well, is find the ways. Combo up his offense and make that impact. As now Randy sending him back in. Big kick there. Garcia going up top rope. I think that is where he might feel most comfortable. Both men are familiar with the top rope, but now waits for the last second. Jumping big elbow to the back. We're going to see a lot of those during this match. And the 450 elbow drop like a dagger through the chest. For the 3, but no. Randy able to get that shoulder up with just a moment to spare. He's able to kind of get a couple shots in, but now clobbering Randy. Moving all the way around. Get to the leg, and now up to the fireman carry position. Dropping him, hanging him out to dry on the ropes. Unable to block, but Garcia is still able to move around, and that inverted DDT. Trying to get him up to his feet. Oh! Headbutt sent sailing. Big Northern Lights going back up to the top. I'm going for a second. 450 elbow drop. Still able to kick out. Randy grabbing him, almost able to pick up the win yet again now. Garcia getting him up on his feet. Oh, that cord buster GTS right under the chin. Randy seeing stars. Now the ones on his pants, not the ones that Garcia, who soars and scores with a third elbow drop in the ropes. Middle rope moonsault. Able to put everything together now. Christopher Garcia getting caught up and under. Randy. 1, 2. Only a 2 count. Randy in somewhat of a state of disbelief. And oh, what a just straight punch to the face. Garcia still barely stirring. Gets him up and under for a second. And dragging him middle of the ring. Two count, but no. That's all they're able to pick up. Randy still in a good spot. Garcia finding himself once again in a better position. But now dropping that elbow once again and able to pick up the 3. Christopher Garcia showing it's not all about the synergy. Sometimes it's just about dropping more elbows after elbows after elbows on your opponent. Big win as Randy still winless here in AMO Wrestling. As you can see, Garcia having his hands ready for what awaits next as we now move on to our next matchup of the evening.
Said I'm okay, but I know how to lie. You were all that I had, you were delicate and hard to find. Got lost in the back of my...
Excited for this matchup might just be an understatement. On one hand, coming to the ring first, he is an absolute pillar here in AMO Wrestling, former world champion. He is the Mountain Ichi. And his opponent, the one, the only, Deluxe David Jamal Henderson.
Look at my face. My name is not a band. My name is never was. My name's forgotten. Hey, so glad you can make it. Yeah, now you really made it. Hey, there's only us left now. When I wake up in my makeup, it's too early for that dress. Was it faded somewhere in Hollywood? I'm glad I came here with your pound of flesh. No second billing, 'cause you're a star now. Cinderella, lay on trash like you. Beautiful garbage, beautiful dresses.
Dave, former world champ, has been champ in so many places, has recently had an opportunity at that Overdrive World Championship. Was not able to walk away successfully, but still has a bucket, a full load of accolades. Former honor-bound world champion. It's probably one of my favorite of his accolades. Of course, still Overdrive Tag Team Champion with Carter Blackwell, as all members of Cutthroat Inc. have been in the dojo, have been supporting AMO from the very beginning, so we are honored and thankful to have Dave fight Ichi in one of our matches here tonight. And right now Ichi is giving him the full AMO debut welcome, chopping through his chest at every single intersection he can. But Dave finding that moment, finding that wherewithal, trying to fight back. So right now, early on in this matchup, just both men heavy swinging. So right now, Ichi looking to take out the hand. One thing about Dave that I don't think anybody really gives that much credit is his technical prowess and ability. As most members of Cutthroat are, they are just absolutely lethal. As Ichi's still looking to just absolutely destroy that hand. In the short scouting period, maybe Ichi was able to find some sort of injured history. To the hand. Right now, Dave now able to work back to that own really hammering home wrist clutch, trying to wear Ichi down. It is hard to get the mountain down off of those tree trunk-like legs. Dave able to do so right now early on in this matchup, and I think if we see some repetition, it's clearly just to focus home and really hammer home that game plan of trying to get the bigger, the tougher, the possibly stronger opponent down. As Ichi now shifting the game plan, focusing in with Dave double leg takedown and trying to hammer home some shots. Ichi back to the hand, back to the wrist. And Dave trying to send him all the way to the outside, instead just sort of able to grab onto the ropes. And now Dave, package pile driver to Ichi. Going in for the cover now. 1, 2. Just the 2 count. As now you see Dave. Oh no! Put straight underneath the neck. As you can just see, working the arms once again. Now working to the outside. This is where Dave looking to be lethal, stuffing in back of the neck. This is Ichi sending him back inside the ring, not wanting any of the outside. That's one thing about Ichi's style, is I think he is well suited for being inside, and now getting him a fisherman driver straight to the back of the neck for the 2 count. As now, Ichi, I don't know which wrist that is, that if that's the one he's been working on or not. I think both wrists pretty much in a similar situation as he's trying to work him into some sort of Fujiwara. But instead, Dave really able to work all that to his advantage. I don't know if I've seen a real neck breaker using the ropes like that. So now Dave's sending him back to the outside. Now the knees, as we saw earlier in the tournament. Goro Mori able to scout the legs. And able to make him tap out using them. Ref at a count of 4. On the outside, big lariat there by Dave. On the outside now, Dave's staring down our cameraman. Ref really trying to get Ichi on the inside now. Sending him over to the corner. And big boot straight to the face of Ichi. Dragging him back to the center of the ring. That's one advantage I don't think anybody really ever talks about when facing a bigger opponent. Or, you know, when being a bigger opponent, is simply just dragging them to the middle of the ring. As now Dave with a second package pile driver. Back in for the cover. 1, 2. Still. David Jamal Henderson unsuccessful on that attempt. Sending Ichi over to the ropes. Head all the way around. Back down to the knee. As Pusha T once said, it is going to be a surgical summer. And take it real slow. I think in a sense, and oh my, Ichi out of nowhere dropping Dave on his head for the only a 2 count. Fighting back and forth still. Ichi comboing everything up. Dropping the elbow. That is a lot of weight. Going up second rope. Calling Dave up to his feet. What's he looking for here? No, not able to fully connect. As Dave, with the little energy he might have had left. But instead, Ichi looking to go even bigger off the ropes. and straight out to Dave. I did not expect Ichi to pull out the suicide dive. But Dave rotating all the way around for that DDT on the outside, busting Ichi open. And another DDT, as you can see, Ichi leaking. Up to a count of 7. And immediately they get back in the ring. Dave with another package pile driver. And is able to finish Ichi. Big win. What a matchup. If you want to see more of Dave and many others, we have a 4-count partnership with COH, both episodes, both shows of Overdrive and Rise on Thursdays at 6. Overdrive Fridays. We also have a partnership with Fireball. We are in, from what I'm being told, in the last stage of production for Burning Blood, but right now we're actually focusing now on the tag team title match. But I'm going to quick plug Relentless Pro real quick. Defiance and Dominance, usually earlier in the week. Follow them on Twitter to figure out everything, but right now it is time for our tag team titles on the line. Coming to the ring first, they are the challengers, the tag team of Big, Saucy, and Trey Baker, the Squad.
Sin cast the first song to a nigga with a gun, nigga running your home, one dome shot, niggas and never look at me wrong again. Oh my god, on this licking, the car twisted, coming to bitch, suck on my dick, some of the fun, none of your sister. Come, give me some tongue, get it on, yum, fun, yum, I'm twisted. Whatever I say, I don't know what I say, I don't give a fuck. You getting this? You recording this? Are you getting this? Yo, those just falling, the money is calling, I'm better forever and ever to you. Taking the boxes of chocolate, I'll send them, I'll ship them, I'll get them delivered to you. Baby, whatever, just come on, just hop in to get in that car and we're going to get food. Package is off in the phone or whatever, just tell them to tell them and make a move. Skirt in the new thing, throw the cash and she get a Raekwon like the Wu-Tang. I think I deserve me and Moose ain't me, you and 2 or 3 hoes should do the group thing. Just don't fuck up the shit, the Airbnb and fuck off the list. Bitch, mind your peace, I need peace of mind, I beat me.
Pardon that demon that's came out of my voice whenever I said the Squad. But right now, coming to the ring are your AMO Wrestling Tag Team Champions. The tag team of the man, Chandler Finch. And the last hero, Leon Stark.
Back to me. I'm sure it tasted oh so sweet, but it was never good enough for me. I bit the tongue behind my taste. It was never good enough for me. You say you always keep your word. Show me what you're after. I thought you promised me the world. Tell me what you're after. Go on and take it away.
Title already displayed, getting down and in the thick of it already. Of course, this is the first defense for the Grind this title reign. Last time they lost their tag team titles to the Squad. This could be eerily ominous as they look to prove just exactly what they're made out of. And right now, Chandler Finch already showing off some of that power moves that he can bring to the table despite being a junior. Of course, Big Saucy able to pick up the win against Chandler Finch. This month, a couple of weeks back, sort of helped setting this into motion. So no, they just want those tag team titles back around their waist as the Squad was so close to being the longest reigning tag team champs in all of AMO history, as that still, I believe, goes to the Young Lions. But right now, Chandler Finch having him over in the corner, really wrenching in on that arm now. But Big Saucy out of the corner, really fighting down deep, and dropping him all the way to the outside. Big Saucy, I think, known better nowadays for his barbecue than his technical prowess. It's still his first day out here. And now Leon Stark tagging in, being the longest reigning junior heavyweight champion in its short history. Now setting him up on his feet, and that's swinging back down. Big Saucy meets face first with the canvas. Just a swift cutting neck breaker. This Big Saucy, it's like he needs a breath. Might need to try to tag out Trey Baker, or tag in Trey Baker, as Leon Stark back inside this matchup now. But Big Saucy taking this time, that break, for an advantage before Leon Stark meets him yet again. Big punch straight to the face. Up and over suplex. Into the covered, just a one. To the outside. Big Saucy trying to line up what is just a swift haymaker to the face. I think he missed a little bit there as Chandler Finch using that time. He's not miss to get in better shape for a punch to the face. And now Big Saucy back inside the ring, grabbing a hold. Chandler Finch, knee lift right underneath. Getting caught, Trey Baker, legal man. As he just clobbers with that knee, holding in submission, trying to take away the power in the base from the legs of Chandler Finch. Getting him up. Following this matchup, we have our women's title match, then followed by the finals of the tournament. And then in our monstrous main event, Kenji versus Shek 25-minute Ironman match. So if you are just tuning in, please stick around. Stark off the ropes. And oh, going for a bulldog. Trey Baker pushing him off. Instead, getting it back up on his feet. Grabbing a hold of him. Trying to bring him up and just dropping him face first. Back down on the mat before tagging in Big Sauce. No, what a kick. Leon Stark. Big Saucy tries to just tags back in Trey Baker. This Big Saucy seems like he's in a bad position early on in this matchup. Chandler Finch going to the stop there. No, that knee strike yet again by Trey Baker. Clears that tooth in that rolling savate back to back. Chandler Finch still stirring. I don't know how, trying to work around and now gets in the heel hook, but able to work himself over. Now Leon Stark coming in, trying to break up the pin, getting caught yet again with that knee strike, and then feet to the face as Chandler Finch still just lying over there. As now Leon rolls outside. Trey Baker has put himself in a great position early on in this matchup now. Holding on into the deep cover, but only for the 2 count. Endo going to grab onto him, but instead Chandler Finch able to do so, hitting a big powerbomb, getting him back up. Punching in chops, sending him all the way around into that lethal cutter. It cuts down deep. Grabbing a hold. Double foot stomp to the chest. Big Saucy back up on the apron. I can't quite tell if Leon has done the same. But Chandler Finch, I don't think he has, is in a bad position. Meeting forearm. And now up and over. Tag into Big Saucy. And Big Saucy, 2-piece and a biscuit, connects. 1, 2, and oh, Leon finally able to get back in the ring, breaking it up at a count of 2. Big Saucy not going to pay him any attention, instead just going to continuously stomp in on the arm. Only a count of 2. Fans really cheering on here. Another quick tag out to Leon Stark. The grind have been able to be that revolving door that a lot of teams search to be. Now off the ropes and cutting him down. Trying to bring him over to the ropes, using it all the way around. Arm drag back down. Tagging back in Big Sauce. Just the 2 count. A Stark. Tags back in Finch. You can just see Chandler Finch now squaring up. And oh gosh, what a haymaker to the face of Big Saucy as he might be busted open now. Tagging back in. Leon. Yes, he is in fact bleeding, but Trey Baker able to run in and make the save standing. Shooting star off the ropes now trying to take out Trey Baker, and Trey Baker takes some personal offense to that, but still not in the best position now following a Stark able to kind of grab the upper hand, sending him outside of the ring. Dangerous due to these circumstances inside. But Saucy able to fight through all of this adversity, still going up top rope. Second rope into a satellite DDT. And Chandler now in for the pin. 2. Man down, not able to finish the job for Chandler Finch right here, right now. So much carnage in the ring. Problem with the when it's a level of carnage like this, like what we're seeing in a tag team matchup, it's hard to tag out of that. And oftentimes you see things going on and you're just trying to tag out. When it's this sort of level, when it's this sort of prize on the line, as big as the tag team titles, everything just has to connect for you and your teammate. As Stark just caving in and still finding a way to get the upper hand. Tagging in Chandler Finch. Saucy. I'm not sure how much he's been moving. He's been able to kind of pick up the pace in this matchup a little bit. But I don't know if it is enough to necessarily guarantee a win for him and Trey Baker. Chandler Finch still just stomping in the arm, tagging back in Leon. Still count of 2. only a count of 2. In the corner, Leon. Starried glass eyes and still fighting. And able to pick up a 3 count after that last lost equilibrium. Leon and still your AMO Wrestling Tag Team Champions. The team of Leon Stark and Chandler finished the grind.
Show me what you're after. I thought you promised me the world. Tell me what you're after. Don't wanna take it way too far. 'Cause
We now move on to our AMO Women's title. Into the ring first, she is the challenger using her rematch clause. Lucha Things Maria Garcia. And her opponent, the AMO Wrestling Women's Champion, the Freak, one half of the Angel Dust. Melody Psycho. That is what is on the line between these two women. And immediately Maria puts the pedal to the metal and tries to run up her opponent early on. Of course, in the sort of lead up to this rematch, Maria wasn't necessarily having the best of luck against her opponents. While Melody, on the other hand, has still been red hot. And up and over. Melody up on her feet. And immediately clubbing blows. see Melody. Interesting shirt on. I don't exactly know who that is, but it must be a slut. Probably like Joe Budden or something. But oh, big knee strike immediately. So we have a battle of two different styles of wrestling here. On the one side, you know, lucha things through and through. On the other, Melody sort of has that Joshi sort of style, of course, heavy hitting still. Also just ref noticing. And on the ropes, but Melody still not being deterred by that. Gonna have to focus working in to the rope. And now Maria showing some of that power on display, taking down the champ. No, before able to use the ropes, Melody sort of pulls down. And I think that's one of the things that Melody does so well, is it's not this sort of let me completely contrast your style of offense, let me use your style of offense to your own disadvantage. You saw there Maria sort of was able to put herself in that position, trying as best as she could to use the ropes, but instead of, you know, not using the ropes at all, instead actually using the ropes for her own offense, as now Melody up and over and off the ropes. Big moonsault there, not able to fully connect. And oh, now Melody gut wrench all the way around. And oh, all the way around! Psycho DDT looking for the 3 count, but instead Maria with one of the closest. And oh, hot girl stunner! Those fans are chanting "We're not worthy." Sounds like they're a little down bad. It's Maria now trying to kick up the intensity in this matchup yet again. Wrestling on display, and oh, Melody dropping her back of her head. Everything connecting in a brutal fashion for Maria's another Psycho DDT connecting. And still close, but no cigar. It's up to the second rope, a hefty jump there. It's Maria getting up top rope. And oh, deep arm drag. Trying to get her back up, but no, kick back and forth. As Maria just driving that knee straight. There's a point in the match where not everything has to be pretty. It just has to hurt your opponent. As Maria up top rope, going all the way around. Big moonsault on display. And oh, catching your kick to the face. Chop into the neck breaker. Up into a suplex. Sits 1-9 Maria in position. Can she pull off the victory here? And no, Melody able to get that shoulder up. Going for that frog splash, almost missing. Instead, able to actually connect perfectly for the 2. Getting her up on her feet. Jawbreaker. Trying to get her up, but instead, Maria all the way around. Girl stunner yet again. Into cover now. 1, 2. Still Maria resilient at all. She might just be running on fumes now. Trying to get Melody back up on her feet. Elbow into the midsection now. Catching her in that DDT. This has to be it. 1, 2. No. Some way. I'm taken aback by the resolve. As Maria, not deterred, still fighting. And launches Melody. Setting her up in the pin. 1, 2. Still not enough. Jawbreaker, or that neck breaker into that suplex once again. Count. Everything at this point in the match has to just hurt. Going for it once again, trying to catch into that arm drag. Instead, Melody moving out of the way. As Maria absolutely caught kicking away. Instead, Melody, oh gosh! All the way in, and what a forearm! Deciding to go for the cover now. 2, 3, and then forearm. Knocking Maria cold. What a blow at the end of that matchup. Everything lining up. Moves like that, and when you look for a contact hit, and you just knock it straight out of the park. As Melody, still your AMO Wrestling Women's Champion. As we now move on to our next matchup of the evening. It is now time for the final matchup in the Rule of Three Trios tournament. As coming to the ring first, they are the team of Joshua Lockhart, Dante Ashford, and Donovan McNeil. They are written down on a paper in front of me as the Gambit.
Here we stand, worlds apart, hearts broken in two.
And their opponents the tag team of the Brass Bear, Goro Mori, the American Wagon, Big Ounce, Bobby Blackwell, and the Human Hangover, the Natty Light Heavyweight. And Prince Pregame, Mike Rummy. They are the Pit Crew.
Never gonna take no loss, never gonna lose my sauce. All I know is chase this and get money, get money, get money. Get money.
Probably into the early morning.
Get money. Yeah, a little fast though.
Matchup as both teams staring it down intent. Starting off this match, we have Donovan McNeil, Goro Mori, and immediately a half and half by Donovan, trying to set the pace. Immediately looking dueled, and as I mentioned earlier, this matchup, unlike the rest of the tournament, is elimination. It is the last person standing. It's not about, well, you can work as a team. It is about individuality almost at this point, as the winner will move on to fight for the tag team titles, and one member from the team will go on to fight for the world title on our next pay-per-view Magnificent 16. More on that soon. By tagging out Junior Heavyweight Champion. One thing about the Gambit is that they have 2 of our 5 titles here in AMO, and the only reason why they don't hold all of them right now might just be this tournament. They can get 4 out of the 5, and then it is up to Tilly to regain that woman's title, which she might have a shot at doing. Trying to get him up. Dante Ashford met with the power slam by Goro Mori, as Goro looking over, tagging in Mike Rummy. Going for shot after shot. Grabbed knee lift to the midsection, is now grabbing him up, and no, straight to the back of the knee. This one, as I mentioned, on occasion, the Gambit are dedicated to their pure style of wrestling. They go for limbs, they limb target, they go for whatever weakness they can find in their opponent. Like we see chop blocks, we see, anything that could be considered dirty. I don't think that's necessarily dirty in their ideology. I think they're just trying to find and create those weaknesses in their opponent, as we see another tag for the Pit Crew as Big Ounce coming in, longest reigning AMO Wrestling World Champion. Now dropping the knee right to the arm. And, belly to belly. That is a belly to a very much larger belly. That's the strength of the pure style. It's not necessarily a size game. I believe all of the men on this team are in fact juniors. It is their ability to use the other person's weight for their own benefit, as right now. Lockhart and Big Ounce in the ring together. Trying to remember how much history are between these two teams on an individual basis. As if anything, I believe Lockhart might have had some matches with some of these men down the line. I don't know how much has been for Donovan McNeil and Dante Ashford, but whether they walk into this match absolutely hating each other's guts or with a mutual sense of respect, I don't think that's really affecting the gameplay moving forward. I think both teams just dedicated to moving on, winning this tournament, and doing whatever they have to do to make sure their opponent does not get the upper hand early in this matchup. Mike Rummy, big sunset flip powerbomb to the outside, and McNeil sitting up, punch after punch. Trying to get him up. Fall away, but holding it on with the bridge. Getting him up on his feet once again, rolling into the ring now. Following each other as Mike, schoolboy into the powerbomb. Big dub. Sending him over into the corner, tagging in Goro Moreno. Sending him over off the ropes. Rummy. And that clothesline straight to the chest, into the spine buster as well. As McNeil has no choice but to tag out as Big Ounce, and now coming in. And drops him on the top rope. Before tagging back in Goro, we've seen some consistent tagging on all sides. Everybody has already been in this matchup. And now Ashford dropping Goro down. Goro back up to his feet though. Possibly looking for a tag, but instead gets caught by Goro and just tossed. Before walking back over, tagging back in Mike Rummy. Game plan changes for Ashford. Wants to prove something, but Mike Rummy gets underneath him for the frick buster. 1, 2, but no. We almost saw the first elimination there, and that is the key of early momentum in this matchup here. Trying to get that early momentum. That extra man helping to break up tags. So pin later on down the line as Ashford tagging in McNeil up. Powerbomb position, and the clothesline taking Mike Rummy down. Getting him up, an old fisherman buster by McNeil, holding on tight for the pin. And only a 2 count, not able to be broken up by Big Ounce. Instead, Mike Rummy digs down deep, kicking out. Going for the Koji clutch now. Big Ounce looking straight at it, just kind of steps in, kicking away. McNeil taking offense to that. Sending him over into the corner. Back elbow. Grabbing him, cravat into that suplex. Ref giving him a warning 2 count. Rummy still on the ground, stirring now, trying to get back up to his feet as McNeil trying to grab a hold of him. Instead, Rummy now sending him into the rope, fighting his way out of it before able to get the tag off. Mike Rummy, big back elbows, getting that separation. And Schoolboy once again for the power bomb, up and down with authority. And tagging in Goro, not able to get fully a pin. 1, 2, just a 2 count. That tag might have been costly when it comes to the point like that, but if anything, might just be its own game plan in itself, as now Goro, there are lariats sending McNeil head over heels. And now tagging in Big Ounce, they're all just gearing up as now Big Ounce with a cover. And just a 2 count. Foley sending Big Ounce into the canvas. Ashford gets rejected. Big Ounce grabbing the fist and grabbing a hold for a headbutt. Goro running in. Ashford taking it slow. Lockhart coming in. Meets Goro, grabbing a hold, immediately dropping him on his head. But Goro somehow still able to fight through every piece of adversity early on in this matchup now. And grabbing a hold of the leg, back and forth still. I don't know if either team necessarily has the advantage right now. But Goro showing off his strength before free fall backwards and the stalling suplex. Looking for those legs now on Joshua Lockhart, trying to grab that bottom rope. As Mike trying to possibly help play defensive. McNeil knows his team. Trust that Lockhart can get out of it. As now Lockhart going for the heart lock. And Rummy runs in. Putting himself in danger now. And oh gosh. A wicked looking dragon screw. As now grabbing the leg once again. As Lockhart trying to just take the leg out. And Mike Rummy. Goro the legal man trying to break up that submission. It's friendship right there. Getting him up. Goro all the way back and around to that back of the knee. McNeil now on the outside trying to take care of Rummy a little bit more as Lockhart. Bear arm lariat. Sending him up and over, but only a 2 count as McNeil able to break it up. Rummy back to his side of the ring. Snap suplex. As Goro looking, tags in Rummy. Goro almost being a shield early on. Lockhart still grabbing a hold of him. Rummy uses that for the advantage, sending him into the turnbuckle and slingshotting him out of it. Dragon screw yet again. The leg comes into play. McNeil tagged in. And getting him up. Fisherman Buster. 1, 2. Still only a 2 count. Pit Crew, Gambit, both still at full strength. Well, I say that. And numbers wise, and sheer energy and stamina and everything else, that is something that is going to have to be decided with how this match unfolds. As McNeil slams Mori down and now works in triangle choke. Rummy breaking it up. Drops the knee. And some heavy placement now. Tagging back out to Lockhart. Goro grabbing and dropping him on the top of the ropes. He gets off the ropes with a splash. Big Ounce coming in against Lockhart. bomb. 1, 2. And the Pit Crew draw first blood, sending both members of the Gambit. As immediately McNeil looking for that revenge kill. I say revenge kill. It's by trying to make Big Ounce tap out. Big Ounce able to work himself into that neck breaker. Digging down deep. Tagging in Mike Rummy. As Rummy goes all the way up and under, but trying to look for that Frick Buster. And oh, power bomb. As McNeil. Spinning it all the way around, grabbing that far leg. Ashford able to break it up as the pure champion and junior champion both fighting for their opportunities moving forward. Up and all the way around. And oh, catching him! Rummy taking out Ashford, but McNeil's the legal man. Able to dodge, but the elbows to the side of the head gets that point of separation. And no, McNeil trying to get him up, but no, the knee drop reversal between both of these men. He's now sending him over into the ropes, possibly looking for the tag. But no, McNeil able to rush out of the corner, but possibly broken up on that turnbuckle. Busted open on the turnbuckle, and now into the cover by Mike Rummy. But still only an early kick out there. Tags in Goro. Strong suplex on display yet again as Goro lets him fall. Oh gosh. Back in, Rummy. Double X handle. Gets him up. Locked all the way around. Frick Buster on McNeil. 1, 2. And only a 2 count as Ashford now sends Goro all the way to the outside. But Rummy trying to take care of Ashford as Ashford now catching him. Looking for the half and half, rolls through other side. McNeil following up and lays him down. Koji clutch locked in now, as you can see the blood fully on display on the face. Donovan McNeil now holding on for the cover. 1, but still Big Ounce. That's having that third man advantage. Uppercut to the back of the head. Trying to tag in Goro. McNeil hyping himself up. As Rummy tries to get back to his feet now. Oh gosh! That wicked forearm. Tagging back in Ashford. Catching him. Oh, powerbomb by Mike Rummy. Out of absolute nowhere. Into the cover now. 2. No! Still finding a way to kick out. Goro tagged in. Then Goro immediately looking. Bear arm lariat. Again to Dante Ashford. Trying to get him up on his feet. Walking him over to the corner. Goro fighting back and forth, still both men. Not one to give up. Taking in McNeil, and McNeil gets caught immediately, but no. Punch to that rib cage, trying to create some bruising onto Goro, sending him into the corner now. And getting him up. Rope assisted. Fisherman suplex into the Fisherman Buster, into the cover, too, but no, this time Mike Rummy able to help break things up. Goro now back in firm control. As the cut on the side of McNeil's face, I believe only grows the longer he's in this matchup. But Goro focusing in on his game plan, not trying to necessarily think about the thoughts and feelings of his opponent, which is probably a smart thing. Getting set, ready, sending him into the corner now, but a big elbow gets that point of separation, and the Koji clutch locks in. As Goro has to tap out, and Big Ounce takes control, but no, Mike Rummy. Don't know who's the legal man. Up and over, drop down into the cover. 1, 2, and just a 2 count. Possibly could have gotten that retaliation immediately. On to Donovan McNeil, who's still in a world of trouble. Moving all the way around himself, but no moving that feet, his foot, whatever, underneath the ropes for that rope break. Trying to get him up on his feet. Able to do so. Big Ounce has been a wrecking ball and continues to live up to that expectation with that senton for the 3, as McNeil might have some busted ribs following everything, the onslaught of offense between Mike Rummy and Big Ounce. As Ashford still has to get back in the ring now, as McNeil goes to the back. Big Ounce meets him on the outside now after him and Mike Rummy make some tags. As Ashford no longer has that luxury. Going big, but instead having to go home, slammed into the corner. Back of the head. And back over, scoop slam. Big Ounce already up on his feet before even the count of 9. Causing Dante to move back to the outside. Oh gosh, back to the knees. Gosh. Ash whipped him so hard, I think he had to back pedal for a second. Now Big Ounce in the ring calls Dante to get in. Instead of going to meet him to the outside. They're not trying to finish this by a means of countout. They want to prove something. And Big Ounce getting him all the way up in the air. And oh gosh! off the barricade. It was only covered by cloth. That is just steel meeting the shoulder blades as the junior heavyweight champion, and Dante Ashford is firmly backed against a wall. And every single wall he is backed up against, he is seemingly put through. It's going to take an absolute miraculous performance in their last couple minutes in this matchup if he wants to pick up the victory, but I'm not as optimistic as some might be. Mike Rummy dropping the knee to the face of Dante Ashford, now looking for the cover. 1, 2, no. Walking over now, tags back in, Big Ounce. Big Ounce looking to just finish it off, grabbing him deep with the guillotine. And Dante Ashford has to tap out, meaning your winners of the Rule of 3 tournament, moving on to Magnificent 16 to fight for the tag team titles and the world championship, is the tag team of the American Wagon, Big Ounce, the Brass Bear Goromori, the Prince Pregame Human Hangover, Mr. Natty Light Heavy, Mike Rummy. Now who will be challenging for what is a decision that they will have to make, and who will they be fighting? They're about to find out next in our main event of the evening.
Never take a L no more. Never take a damn thing slow. All I know is chase this dough and get money. Never gonna take no loss. Never gonna lose my soul. All I know is chase this and get money. Get money, get money. Get money.
Probably into the early morning.
Get money. Yeah, I live a fast life. Yeah, you know I live a fast life. I don't got a type, baby, I'm the cash type. Still getting dividends from.
Yeah. Fake homies do turn to fake phony dudes. Let me find out that you phony too. Yeah. Fake homies do turn to fake. Roll my blunt, fill my cup, beat my bitch, hold my gun loaded up, count my slugs. Yeah, they don't know nothing. Roll my blunt, beat my bitch. They don't know nothing. Roll my blunt, fill my cup. They don't know nothing. Roll my blunt, fill my cup, beat my bitch, rub my gut, rub your butt, beat my slut, beat my cunt. Yeah, so what? Fuck them hoes. They don't know nothing. Fuck they talk about. They don't know nothing. Time to call.
Coming to the ring first for this matchup, he is from Harlem, New York. Check worldwide. Check Hollow.
38 snub, blue steel with no hammer. And I see y'all niggas trying to glance at the kiss, cause I walk around with your whole advance on my wrist. Phoning your women, drunk off Coronas and lemon. And you know I'm still right in the mean, light in the green. I need the buggy, even though I look right in the beam. Judge find out it's my team, he boost they bells. Niggas throw us on their album, try to boost they sales. We put our pies on the table when our eyes on the label. Cause the rednecks up in the mountains to try to slay you. Call me raspy, tell you what I want you to know. Fuck what you ask me, you probably don't want me to blow. I got a lot of horsepower, so I'm able to skip. Usually a good nigga, even though I'm able to flip. You pay 30 for the kiss, 100 for the locks. And if we cool, then I write a hook for a drop. Whatever's in the bank is my bet. A Zebo's my pet, and you can bet he'll get the last in the net.
Yo, when my gun busts, send niggas to the fish like Swanson. New York's youngest Bumpy Johnson. I prefer in y'all heads, chic looch, type of nigga gasoline y'all beds. And that's morning. If you're alive in the morning, that's fine. Now
And his opponent, If Kenji wins this, he might be the longest reigning AMO World Champion, but he is the pillar of wrestling. Kenji Kobayashi. Torture challenger. Looking to become a two-time AMO World Champion. But right now, the man holding it down strong. Pillar Kenji Kobayashi. 25 minutes will be on the clock. We have not seen an Iron Man quite like this. The only person since that man, your champion, Kenji Kobayashi, came up short in what was Pure versus World Championship. Ichi versus Kenji, in which he actually ended up losing. That was, I believe, the first time he was actually pinned or submitted, and Ichi was able to do so a number of times in this matchup. So 25 minutes on the clock between these two men. Of course, Shek was the man to beat. I was actually beaten by Kenji. I was able to beat Bobby Blackwell. This is the third 100-day champion in a row. We haven't seen someone hold that title for 100 days since Ichi. As Kenji looking to hold on to it tight, not only for the moment, but even proceeding into Magnificent 16. He knows he has three options of who he's going to fight after this. If it isn't Shek, if Shek's not the one who walks away, but you got to think about the moment and time, and immediately a minute into the matchup they start falling to the outside, and this is also falls count anywhere. We don't want anybody to lose a fall due to countouts, so there are no countouts. Instead, this might, I don't know who this necessarily benefits in this matchup. I think it might be more of a Shek sort of styled thing, able to go to the outside. As Kenji does most of his works inside the ring. He's, held the Pure Championship for multiple reigns. And of course, you have to determine that inside the ropes with a either knockout or submission. That isn't necessarily the case here. Instead, Kenji able to drop some knees down, getting him up on his feet, rotating around, discus punch. Takes out the challenger. As we continue on in this matchup, we're just under 2 minutes. We've already seen so much. This is a matter of stamina. This is a marathon match. And oftentimes it's not about how you start, it is about how you finish. But right now, you still want to start off strong. Oh gosh. All the way over into the stairs as Shek takes this opportunity, gets between the ropes and flexes. 3 minutes down, no falls, no even pinfalls, I believe. As Kenji gets back inside the ring, so just the cavalry of chop after chop after chop, taking a break just to sit down in that leg drop. And oh gosh, Shaq once again able to hit that lariat. It's one thing that these two men do very well. Going up but not able to connect, grabbed, sent into the corner now. And Shaq knee to the back of the knee. Drops. Getting him a powerbomb down to Kenji. Putting in deep to that submission, but Kenji able to fight out. Sending him back into the corner himself. And now focusing in on the arm. We've seen a lot of limb marks so far in the night. I don't know how much of that's really came into play when it comes to the decision of the matches, but in something this long, chopping down the fiery of the chest. I can only imagine that it will have at least some sort of lingering effect the more and the longer this match moves on, as we are already 5 minutes into the match with still nothing cleared in the air. Of course, moving backwards, Kenji trying to play this strategically. He knows what it's like to lose one of these Iron Man matches. He doesn't want that to happen yet again. Stomping in at the chest now, big kick. Back and forth on all parts and all limbs are just flying in what some may consider a chaotic car crash of a matchup. But this is the most strategic I think either of these two men have really got and wrestled in a while. This match is to decide who the #1 in AMO currently is at this given moment. Of course, you're going to have some challengers down the line immediately, and Shaq taking this opportunity just to light up the face and drops the knee, as I think Kenji might be busted open early in this matchup. Looking to drop the knee again, instead moving out of the way. Kenji now grabbing a hold of him, sending him to the outside of the apron. Big clubbing shot instead. Drop kicking him down to the floor. Big back elbows there. Trying to set himself apart from Kenji, and Kenji looking to light up the chest, but no, moving back around, kick to the midsection. And showing off the strength as he dumps Kenji to the outside. 1, 2, no, just a 2 count. Fighting through the pain. And showing their appreciation to both men. Because they only have the faintest idea of what it's like in between the ropes right now. As now Shaq gets him up and spikes him down into the cover. 1, 2, no, still 0-0 when it comes to the Iron Man aspect of this matchup, as we are almost 8 minutes in. straight to the back. Remember, Kenji already busted open in this matchup as he just gets tossed around. I believe he might have had a busted nose that can affect your vision, that can affect, you know, every single aspect of what you might want when it comes to your vision. And vision's so important in matchups like this, when it is dedicated to stamina, strategy, as well as your execution of big moves. But Kenji moves through middle rope now and drops the fist, but no, ends up punching the mat as Shek. Oh, but no, gets countered. Weight transitions onto the chest and that leg drop once again. 9 minutes into this matchup now. Not a single pin decided as Shek just full on rotating that rolling neck breaker with a tight spiral, but gets caught when it comes to the leg lariat as now Kenji into the cover. 2. It's still just a 2 count there as Kenji doesn't even get the advantage. Get to the midsection once again. Getting him up and drives him. Trying to get him up on his feet. Get to the midsection now, up. He just still goes for a stroll, and now Shek powerbombed. Gosh. One, 2. Getting him up and driving him on the outside. And I am still taken aback. Kenji with a sleeper-like suplex, sending him over himself. Oh my. Shek still in the best position, I think, in this matchup. Just 13 minutes remain. As he's checking the time, checking his heart rate, saying that I know this is a marathon and I can keep going. Kenji still has that power base on display halfway through this matchup now, basically. And still nothing. We've never experienced an Iron Man match that goes to a 0-0 tie like this one is sort of almost threatening to do right now. As whoever gets that first fall, it's going to have a huge advantage for the rest of the matchup now, as they still are unraveling on the outside. It's Kenji looking for that submission, but I don't think Shek really wants anything to do with it. trying to hide the effects as best as he can. Skingy, let's go. Knee lift now. Getting him up. Power bombing him into the cover. 1, 2. No, just a 2 count. Driving those elbows in, up onto the shoulder. But no, reversal with those elbows into his own shin. And for that overhead chop, instead caught into the headbutt. And now picking Kenji up on the outside, right onto the thinly covered floor. And still somehow only a 2 count. Slamming him straight down onto the floor. And Kenji is beaten up. The bruising. Everything will likely come later. But they say if you bend enough, you'll break. I see both of these men bending heavy right now. The question is which one is going to break as we approach 10 minutes left in this match. 15 minutes I've already surpassed in this matchup, and we have yet to even have one fall. Just jumping that arm back. Just trying to throw him as far as he really can. That pump handle into the suplex yet again. Shek is being dominant on the outside right now, not even letting Kenji have an opportunity to breathe. But still trying to fight for that breath. Up fireman carry position. And oh gosh, right into that barricade. The barricade didn't even move. He's got those things bolted down tight, now into the cover. 2, 3. As Shek picks up the first fall. 1-0. And 8 minutes remain. Oh gosh, going for that neck breaker yet again. Kenji able to move himself from it. Not getting him up on his feet. Kenji! Burning hammer! 1, 2, and no! Taking his best shot yet again. We've seen these men firsthand. This isn't, the how well do they recover. It is how well do they just take a beating in a 25-minute span. Kenji back inside the ring. Shek following up. Kick to the midsection, trying to go up. Power bomb. Diaz able to hit it. Rolling him over. Camel clutch. No, this is just a double leg Boston Crab. I'm kidding. But either way, getting him up on his feet, shot to the chest, trying to just light up Sheck even more, and Sheck able to get that point of separation, sending him into the corner. Gosh. Head first, and you can just see the blood just trickling down more so and more so off the face of Kenji. And oh, grabbing him up and spiking him down. 1, 2, 3, and Sheck 2-0 with just a little over 6 minutes left. And you can see the blood of Kenji trickle down further and further at 6 minutes. Dropping that fist now back of the head of Sheck. I don't think that's really how he wanted it to connect. But now, lighting up the chest. 2-0. And no, we saw it. It took 15 minutes to even get one. And Sheck still hasn't found that breaking point. The champ in trouble. Getting him up. Oh gosh. 1, 2, 3, 3-0 for Sheck. With only 5 minutes remaining, getting him up and no, rolling him all the way over. Kenji might be able to sneak away with a pin. 1, 2, no. Still only the 2 count, 3-0. Headbutt and everything just unraveling for Kenji. Just 4.5 minutes remain as Kenji holding deep. And Sheck having to tap out. Kenji able to pick up the first fall. 3-1. Getting him up, trying to get him up for that burning hammer position, but instead, Sheck enough wherewithal. That's what it is. To fight out of it, but Kenji's still a man on a mission. Under 4 minutes remaining, and he has to pick up 2 pinfalls or submissions. Still getting him all the way up. And oh, dropping him straight down on his head. 1, 2, 3. 3-2 now. As 3 minutes remain in that lariat by Kenji. 3 minutes left, and now Kenji gets him right back up. Burning hammer once again. 1, 2, 3. Kenji answers with back to back in the span of 3 minutes, able to pick up 3 different ways of pinfall or submission, as Sheck might feel the pressure now as we are all tied up. Sending him off the ropes now. No, trying to hit him with that shot, but instead able to miss. Sending him over to that corner, lighting up the chest even more so now. Just comboing up. As 2 minutes remain. Gosh, what a boot 2 minutes exactly now. Check up and over suplex. But what is Kenji dropping him down almost? I thought he was about to just hit him with a burning hammer out of complete nowhere. As there is a minute 30 seconds left with a tie in play. We will not be going into extra minutes if it is needed. Instead, we will have this go to sudden death on a later date. Like Kenji clubbing. In the final 65 seconds. And this matchup, only one man's really going to be able to walk away. Oh gosh. Trying to make Shaq Hollow tap out yet again. 35 seconds left on the clock. Can Shaq Hollow bear it? And no, tapping out. 30 seconds left. 4-3 in favor of Kenji. 4 points unanswered in the last 5 to 6 minutes of this matchup now. 15 seconds left on the clock, and what a big chop to the chest. Trying to hold down, bear down. As Shaq breaks free, but I do not know if he has enough time to pick up the final fall as time expires. And still, your AMO Wrestling World Champion, the pillar of wrestling, Kenji Kobayashi. Check on the outside. Breathing deep, trying to think himself where exactly everything went wrong. But Kenji possibly busted nose. I think maybe a busted lip and a different cut somewhere else on his face. Is still able to hold up the AMO title with pride. Bring on Who's Next, as we will see you more for more AMO Wrestling next time.